Hello everyone. I want to have an interesting talk about plasma and UV disinfection devices for the agricultural products and food materials. Let's have an initial talk about the traditional disinfection methods. And let's start. Actually, these traditional disinfection methods are mainly including autoclaving, gamma rays, and also using different gases such as ethylene oxide, hydrogen peroxide, formaldehyde, and pyrastric acid, and different disinfection agents. The autoclave is relatively fast and it penetrates very nicely and it does not produce any toxic residues, but it works at the temperature of 121 degrees, and which can damage the sterilized materials. On the other hand, gamma rays are very much effective and they involve actually they work at low temperatures with no associated residues, but they damage the properties of foods and it is relatively a slow process. The chemical methods, on the other hand, they work at low temperatures, but the toxic gases are generally used in these methods, which may be dangerous and flammable. And also, this method is sometimes caused unwanted biochemical changes in the food and agricultural products. However, some of the new technologies are there, for example, using carbon dioxide and also freezing and drying. These methods are often inactive and they may damage the disinfectant and sterilized foods. Then I want to speak about the advantages of cold plasma and UV radiation technology. Cold plasma and UV radiation technology have received special attentions during the last decades in the field of disinfection. They are very much reliable in preserving and keeping the food and agricultural products, and they can be extensively used in different food materials. They don't affect the quality of agricultural products and food materials. They effectively perform the process of microbial inactivation. These microbial agents are mainly including fungi, parasites, virus, and bacteria. The active species in cold plasma discharge are able to disinfect the packaging materials also. The bacterial spores and prions, which have high resistance to the chemical and physical substances, or can destroy can be destroyed by using plasma and UV. And interestingly, when the process gets end due to the recombination of active plasma species, the condition return to the original state and contamination will not continue. These technologies can be used to disinfect the cutting blades, conveyor belts, which are generally used in the processing of food materials and agricultural products. Their design are very much simple. They can be easily used. Their operation is cost effective. When we use this system, we are sure that they operate in a short period of time. They don't have toxic effect, and they operate at low temperature without any special facilities. And also, they don't use any chemical. They don't leave any chemical residue, and their total price is very low compared to other systems, especially gamma ray systems. They are very much effective against a wide range of pathogens. They are very much dynamics and have low energy consumption. They are very much flexible and adaptable. and they can be installed in any food and agricultural products processing system and packaging workshop. The contact time which is required for disinfection by this kind of radiations, plasma and UV, are very much short. Here I want to show you some of food agricultural products which have been under the exposure of plasma. As you can see, these are cucumbers under 6 minutes plasma exposure. The right hand side is the plasma. Actually, we have kept, after 6 minutes plasma exposure, we have kept them outside at room temperature and we have taken these photos after 15 days. The right hand side is the control sample and the left hand side is the plasma exposure one, which is almost remained fresh. Same issue is there for tomatoes which have been under 3 minutes plasma exposure, and we have kept them outside. After 15 days we have taken these photos. The right hand side is the plasma exposure one and the left hand side is the control sample. Same issue is for carrots after 7 days at room temperature with 3 minutes plasma exposure. As you can see, the left hand side, which is the control sample and it is not exposed by the plasma, is fully damaged. Same issue is there for cherry tomatoes after 30 days at room temperature with 6 minutes plasma exposure. You can see that the down one is the plasma exposure one. These are zucchinis under 6 minutes plasma exposure after 3 days at room temperature. You can see the top one is plasma exposure one, and it is still fresh. Same issue is there for yellow plums also. We have also done the cultivation of bacteria on dates in agar medium, and you can see the plasma effects on them for 3 minutes. The right hand side is the control sample, and you can see the bacteria colonies, but the left hand side the bacteria colonies are very low. And thank you for your attention. I hope this technology can be used in many different countries and regions which have their own production, their own agricultural and food material processing systems. Thank you.